Team Swag.
Team swag is a metaphor for change, a metaphor for confidence. We like it's not so much a who but a what. It's not a certain group of players. It's all of our players who basically come through um, our team. I mean, we teach our kids to do things a certain way, to always have a certain confidence. I mean, people are quick to tag it with arrogance or whatever. You know, you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have people that's not going to like what you're doing. But I mean, you're going to always be judged when you're doing something positive, or when you're doing something that people feel threatened by. I mean, a lot of people don't like change. You know, but it's about still having the confidence to get up and say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel, and follow a cause, knowing that you're going to be judged, and still saying the things that you believe in and that you feel. I mean, we're not here to disrespect anybody unless you disrespect us first. I mean, we're basically teaching our kids that regardless of what you look like, regardless of what you play like, you know, always have self-esteem, always hold your head up high. And for every naysayer that we have or who may not like us, you know, we got 5 parents and 10 kids who love us for every, you know, negative comment that we're getting. So I mean, you know, and then on top of that, if what we were doing wasn't proactive, then it wouldn't last. I mean, it don't have nothing to do with wins and losses. It don't have nothing to do with how many championships you got or any of that. Because we were Team Swag when we, you know, before we won anything. But when we stepped on every field, everywhere we went, we carry ourselves a certain way with a certain aura. That regardless of how you feel or whatever, we're going to still be us. There's nobody out there that can honestly say that, you know, we've ever changed or that, you know, we act different. We're the same guys that from day one. We've never ever changed. Anybody who knows us, our coaching staff, anybody who knows what we stand for, that's how we've always been. And I mean, if if I can look at the players to, you know, go from you know, not necessarily being enthused about being a part of our junior pee wee team to, you know, kids coming out and signing up early, and you know, parents see you on the street and they tell you, oh, I can't wait for my kids to play for you guys. About, you know, it's a definitely a big change, which lets us know that we're doing something right. And I mean, you can't necessarily sit and dwell on the naysayers and stuff like that. I mean, you know, when we weren't doing it, they were, you know, we were disliked for other things. You know, people that dislike you are always going to find a reason to dislike you. You can't dwell on that. You need to move forward. I mean, we like to feel like, you know, we're raising the bar. You know, with you know, we strive to be the best at whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, ever like my kids to feel like it's okay to be mediocre when you have the opportunity to be great. I mean, not everybody is affected. Not everybody will be given that opportunity. But when given that opportunity, don't be afraid to be great. And I mean, and we're having success. I feel like somebody else, another organization, another coach, another staff, whatever, right now should be sitting and thinking of what the next big thing will be. You know what I'm saying? And let it be bigger than what we're doing. Raise the bar. We're not going to sit back and say, oh, well, look at what they're doing. I don't like that. They're corny and this. You know what I mean? What we're going to do is we're going to strive. You know, you raise the bar, and we're going to sit back and try to think of a way to reach that and then surpass it. And what it does is it makes everybody better. It makes everybody more sufficient. I mean, we can't still attack the same problems the same exact way over and over and over again and expect a different result. I mean, you know, you might have had success doing something a certain way back in the 80s and 90s. It's 2012, man. You know what I'm saying? The way these kids are thinking are different. The way that they're reacting is different. I mean, you got social networking. You got a lot of different things that weren't available back then. You have to get with the times, and not so much as say that you have to change everything that you're doing, but think about it along these lines. If you can get some of the old to mix with some of what the new guys are doing, then everybody's happy. But it's always so separated. It's always either this way or that way because, people don't like change. But sometimes you got to pull people kicking and screaming, you know what I mean, to change. I mean, even once you sit and you show them, like, listen, this works, it's successful, you got people that's stuck in their words and that's stubborn. So, I mean, who's to say? But, I mean, the movement that we're putting together, we're not going to stop doing what we're doing, regardless of how anybody feels. I mean, as long as our parents are really loving what we're doing, our kids are becoming better students, they're becoming better players, they're walking around with the confidence that they may not have once had, then we're doing our job, and that's all we're here for.
Team Swag.